A very good morning to my dear students and welcome to our psychology class. So in a previous class we studied about type of stress, and today we are going to study about the sources of stress, which are very important to know. And under type of stress we dealt with about the environmental and physical stress, then psychological stress and social stress. So my dear students, please go through the video which I have made it for you. It's very important, and also I know it's in your curriculum, but being a human being, we suffer from a lot of stress. Like we are student, we are teachers, everyone in earth on earth actually suffer from some kind of stress, even it may be big or small, but everyone has got a little stress in their life. So to know more about it in a better way, go through the video. So if you have any doubt in the video, please feel free to ask me. So thank you, have a nice day, and God bless you.
A very good morning to my dear students. So today we are going to start with the new topic, sources of stress. But before that, let us recapitulate whatever we studied in our earlier class. That is, we studied about the type of stress, and under that we came to know about the three important type of stress. That is, physical and environmental stress. Under physical stress, we came to know about when we overexert our body, we may suffer from strain, and that is known as stress. Um, Under environmental stress like crowding, noise, pollution, daily burden, daily activities can also be called as environmental stress. Next, we came to know about psychological stress. Under that, we learned about conflict, we learned about frustration, we learned about internal pressure and social pressure. I hope so you are clear about all these four important psychological stress. And lastly, we came to know about social stress. Social stress are the stress which is created in a social setting or with a familial kind of environment when we come across various events of our life which becomes important, which becomes difficult to handle. At that moment of time, we may suffer from a lot of stress, and also it depends upon the person also as an individual. Some people, for some people, going out of the house may become stressful, and they may suffer from social anxiety disorder too. And for a few people, staying at home can be very stressful because they are extrovert people. So depends upon stress also depends upon the different type of people and how they take the stress. The intensity of the stress will also be different for different type of people. So today we are going to start with sources of stress. Like, what are the sources that can lead to stress? Okay. So the first source is your life events. Okay. Now life events may be small, big, and both the changes in your life. It may be changes of your environment from one place to another. Before you stayed in another environment, now you came to some other place. It may become difficult for you to adjust in a new unfamiliar situation. That can also be called as life events. Now we learn to cope with small everyday changes, but major life events can be stressful because they disturb our routine and cause upheaval. Now maybe in earlier job you had a routine of 8 to 6, or you can say 8 to 5, right? But your new job is like from morning 7 till evening 8. So it's like 11 hours job, which is very difficult for you. So what happened, that will entirely affect your biological clock, your routine, everything will be affected. So in that case, you may suffer from a lot of stress. So if several of these life events are planned, example moving into a new house, or unpredicted or unpredicted, that is breakup of a long term relationship occur within a short period of time, we may find it difficult to cope with them and will be more prone to symptoms of stress. So these are some of the life events which can lead to stress. That is, distortion in a relationship, and also moving to a new house. Maybe for some people it can be a small change which will not affect them much, but for a few people it can actually affect their life. So next source is hazels. Now these are the personal stress we endure as individuals due to the happening in our daily life, such as noisy and surrounding, commuting, that is having communication with people, Then quarrelsome neighbors, if you have a very noisy, then rude and very annoying neighbors, of course every one of us may have, not a big deal. And electricity and water shortage, traffic snarls and also on. For example, you are traveling to school and you are stuck in traffic, so the tension you suffer, like you may get late for school. Maybe you had a presentation today, you had your assembly today. So in that kind of situation, we may also endure some stress, and these are known as hazards. Now, attention to various emergencies are daily hazards experienced by a housewife. As a housewife, there are many tensions in the family, so it can also lead to stress. Okay, so here are some jobs in which daily hazards are very frequent. These daily hazards may sometimes have devastating consequences for the individual, who is often the one coping alone with them, as others may not even be aware of them as outsider. So that's why I want you to say that now we may comment on somebody, like their behavior, but we don't know the real reason, the the struggle they are going through, right? So what happened, without any proper information, we tend to assume, we tend to attribute. So in that case, we may pass a comment which can be very like sentimentally disturbing for that person. So that is why uh, being a psychology student, I want you to promise that you'll never judge someone or comment someone based upon their personal life, even though you don't know them, or even if you know them, try to understand everyone's feeling and everyone's status of mind, okay? Because every day, every person does not remain in the same mood. And the more stress people report as a result of daily hazards, the poorer is their psychological well-being. Now, one more thing is that if a person complains daily about having the same problem, now what happens? The amount of equilibrium in a body may get disbalanced, and they may suffer from prolonged stress, or maybe some psychological problem may occur, right? So the third one is your traumatic events. Now this is much more severe than hazards and or daily events. Like the traumatic events may be fire, train, road accident, robbery, earthquake, tsunami, etc. So these are basically catastrophic to a person, or maybe very horrible experience, or maybe he or she may have gone through a road accident. So it may lead to traumatizing situation for the person, right? And this traumatizing situation can lead later to PTSD, that is post-traumatic stress disorder. We'll learn about it in our next chapter, that is psychological disorder, very precisely, okay? So the basic effect of these events may occur after some lapse of time and sometimes persist as symptoms of anxiety, flashback. It often comes in PTSD, right? Dreams and intrusive thoughts. Severe trauma can also strain relationships. Now, professional help will be needed to cope with them, specifically if they persist for many months after the event is over. So, if someone has gone through a very horrible life experience regarding any road accident, or maybe something which is very intolerable for the person, he may go through traumatizing period, and that can lead to and also dreams, and also some bizarre thoughts, right? And that can actually lead to occurrence of some psychological disorder like PTSD. So basically, we came to know about the sources of stress, that is daily events, then hazards and traumatic events. So today you are going to write about these three important sources very properly, and you are going to show me by evening. And tomorrow we'll be talking about the effect of stress on psychological functioning, and these are very easy. Everything is related in this chapter. Everything you will get is emotional, then behavior, psychological, physiological, etc., etc. So just be concerned about your studies. It's very important for you. And thank you. Have a nice day. God bless you.